Hey everyone, Tony here, JP Wisco back with another video for you. So I'll get right to it. This is my 2020 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame ballot nomination video, whatever you want to call it. It seems everybody's getting in on this. I think it's a great thing. I was a little hesitant at first. I'm not like, my channel's pretty small. I'm not that big of a deal. I've only been making videos for a year, a little over a year and change. I was like, I don't know if I have the sort of the chops or the qualifications to do this, but it seems like pretty much everyone's getting in on it. So I thought, what the heck, the point of this is to kind of give shout outs, support people in the community, and all that stuff. So that's the main point of this. So just, as a way to kind of give these shout outs and kind of support each other. So without further ado, I'll just get into it. Mike, baseball collector, has to watch this, so I'll be merciful and not make it super long. Okay, so I put these into kind of like fun categories just because. The first category is what I will call the Godfathers. So these individuals have extensive collections that are world class, and for that's the main reason. And they share it with us, and it's great. So the first gentleman I'd like to nominate, this gentleman, as I already sort of prefaced, has a world class collection. He shares it with us with unending generosity and a great, subtle, kind of dry sense of humor, and, great channel. For those reasons, I'm proud to nominate Dave, Blue Jacket 66, to the 2020 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. This next individual, the second Godfather, this individual also has a world-class collection. Again, he shares it with us with generosity, and the great thing about him is that you can tell he's a collector through and through. A person with a collection like his, kind of in a position he's in, it could be very easy for someone to kind of lose sight of kind of what's important in the hobby, at least in my opinion, the love of the cards and, all that stuff, just called the joy of collecting. But this gentleman clearly has not lost sight of that. True collector, a collector's collector, and for these reasons, I am happy to nominate John of the Mangini collection to the Hall of Fame. So. Alright, so this next little group is what I'm going to call the detectives. These two gentlemen, they are being nominated by me because of their exhaustive, kind of meticulous detective work in sort of involving the hobby. So they do a lot of like investigation in a really interesting way. So this first gentleman, he does a series of very interesting and illuminating videos where he crunches a lot of numbers and gives the community a pretty clear picture of the print runs of modern sports cards. So, of course, the companies do not officially release print runs, but you can figure it out roughly pretty well. And he crunches the numbers for us and presents the information very well, and they're very illuminating. For this reason, I'm happy to nominate Stryker Breaks. That's Stryker Breaks. Stryker Breaks to the 2020 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. This next detective also does meticulous, exhaustive investigation into some of the more unscrupulous elements of the hobby and the industry that have surfaced. He investigates the big eBay sellers. He investigates the grading companies, particularly PSA, and sort of the unsavory things that are going on right now. He investigates them with honesty and very thoroughly. I said recently his videos are not just appreciated, they're necessary. So for these reasons, I am happy to nominate Vintage Card Curator to the 2020 Hall of Fame. So I've got a few left. The next one, I'll try to wrap this up. I'm calling this gentleman the Showman. So this gentleman, his channel is really fun. The best thing about his channel is the amount of polish that goes into it. He's got a lot of polish. His delivery and his presence is very professional and very well done. It makes his videos a lot of fun to watch. He's also a very generous person. He's established a scholarship fund to send kids to college, and if you make pledges to his scholarship fund, you get cards from him. So it's win-win. It's generosity, and as I said, his videos are a lot of fun to watch. If you just want to watch just breaks or rips, I would say his are some of the most entertaining and fun to watch. For these reasons, I am happy to nominate Jason Aaron Goldberg to the 2020 Hall of Fame. So, a couple more. This next individual, no category really. I'll just call him the fellow Wisconsinite category. So I'm from Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin. This gentleman has an incredible collection of cards, football, baseball, you know, rare, excellent condition. Really, it's one of those videos. It's just no nonsense. He shows off his incredible collection with generosity, giving us an opportunity to see all these amazing cards, and he's a fellow Wisconsinite. So I will give him props for these reasons. I would like to nominate Scott, Scotty Tradition, to the 2020 Hall of Fame. So this final nominee, I'm going to call this my pity nomination. I nominate this individual merely out of pity. He thinks he's funny. He's not. He's just a big dork and no one should listen to him. Just kidding. This individual, this gentleman, is hilarious. His content is awesome. He always makes me crack up. He possesses the kind of humor that I love too. And I consider myself kind of having a similar kind of sense of humor. This gentleman reminds us of the sort of the inherent absurdity of our passion and our hobby, which is okay, but it is a little bit absurd, right? We have to be grounded and kind of make fun of ourselves and remember that we're grown men and women who spend hundreds and thousands, sometimes dollars, on little pieces of cardboard. So for grounding us and always being funny and self-aware, I nominate Mark of Stof Sports, or I think he's going by just Stof now. I'm happy to nominate Mark Stof, or Stof Sports, to the 2020 Hall of Fame. So there you have it. I think that wasn't quite 10. I think the ballots are about 10 people. But it is what it is. I wanted to make sure I said something truly meaningful about each of my nominees. So I think I only had about 7 or 8. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, with that being said, that's my ballot. I mean, as always, there were way more people I could have included in this. In the interest of keeping it shorter and saying that something meaningful to each person, I arrived at the number I arrived at. But I love all you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Peace.